Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today we're going to correct a few small rust spots that we have on our 2001 Mustang GT. As you can see, the paint is flaking off in a few places, and here it wasn't too bad, but in other spots I'm seeing a little bit of rust from when this car did spend some time up north in the salt. So this is right on that edge here. So we're going to go ahead and correct a few of these today, and we're going to take off the trim panels so that we have a good shot. I also wanted to see how far down this was, so I do have a video on how to do that. I'll put the link in the description, so please check that out. As you can see, there's a little bit of rust here. Luckily, it wasn't much. It didn't go too far down, and it was pretty light just on the surface. So here's another shot at this with all the panels off. We can get to it. Make sure you're wearing your safety glasses before doing anything like this. We're just going to take some Scotch pad here and gently go over where the rust is. Now what I would say as well is try to fade it a little bit. If you put a straight edge on it, it might be harder for it to adhere to it. So we're trying to fade it so that there's no more that can start flaking off. And you can see the different sets of rust here that we're going after. So it was good to take the whole panel off so you can see here where that rust is. And you can see I'm starting to work on it down to the bare metal. And luckily it's pretty light, so I didn't have to go too deep into it just to get it worn down. And then after this we are going to spray a rust base paint on it that prevents rust. And so we'll get started with that. So it's looking prepped up pretty good here. I don't see any more rust. I do see where the base enamel was kind of coming through a little bit. So what I did is taped it off, and of course this is on a curve, so it's not just a straight line of paint. And then I used a trash bag to tape on top of that so I don't get any overspray. If you do get some overspray, you can use some lacquer thinner and it takes it right off. So here's my first base paint here. So this is an anti-rust enamel, and so we're just going to spray this. It was a fast drying one, so I basically put a coat on that and then started working on the other side and let that cure, and kind of went from side to side and just kept adding a few coats. So as you can see, this side has some rust here towards the back. The middle wasn't too bad, and then the front had some more. So we went ahead and just sanded that down and got it nice and straight here. And I could see where some of the other rust was starting to push through, so I went ahead and made a line. So here's the other side again. It's drying pretty well. It's a pretty warm day today. So I put a few coats on it, and then here is our Z1 Oxford White Ford paint. So I went down to the store, and inside your car, on the sticker, it should have an exterior paint code. Z1 is this one, for example. And the paint store can actually mix up a little spray paint can for you. Ours can, at least, so you might want to check and see if that's an option for you. And so we just went ahead and lightly dusted back and forth until we were getting a good coat on it. And again, then I'd go to the other side, let that cure back and forth until I got it to where I felt like it was pretty good. Now the only problem is that as I pulled up the tape, you can see a little line where some of the enamel kind of went through. So I may try to clean that up, but right now at least the rust has been covered. That's my main concern going here into the winter and the wetter months. So some of it isn't really too pretty, and also pulling the tape up took off some of the other paint just because it was flaking. So you do the best that you can with it. I can from here at least mask it off and paint it some more, but down in that jam where I did have to remove the this A and C pillar trim, at least that's covered now. It's going to be a lot easier to take care of. So anyway, thanks for watching. Check the video description. I have some other videos that are similar to this. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Thanks guys.